What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of 30 Minutes with a Millionaire. If you're tuning in live, welcome to the channel or back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell next to it because you want to be notified every single week when we drop brand new videos. Here on the channel, every week we're dropping brand new videos that are going to help you increase your income, your impact, and your influence. Since 2015, we've been in the Amazon business, and since late 2017, we've been educating on this business. This is the #1 channel on YouTube to learn what's going on in the Amazon community, to learn how to start, build, or grow your very own Amazon business. And to those of you who've been rocking with the channel, I appreciate your support. Liking this channel, sharing this channel, and commenting down below means the world to us. If you're watching this replay, go ahead and maybe move forward 30 seconds to a minute when we start answering questions. And as always, guys, there is not really a direction that we're going. This time is for you guys. It's for everybody in our community. And my #1 goal is to help you guys accomplish your goals. So any questions that you guys have, anything that you need to problem solve or you need expert advice on in any area of my expertise, I'm more than happy to help you guys. So remember, the only dumb question, as I tell my kids every single day before they go to school, is a question that doesn't get asked. So go ahead and drop your questions down below. And it looks like we got one here. This is a good one. Shopify versus Amazon. So down below in the comments, how many of you guys know what Shopify is? Down below in the comments, say yes. Shopify is another e-commerce platform. And it's kind of like when you think about Shopify versus Amazon, you think about Apple versus PC, right? Macintosh versus Windows or whatever it is, right? And that's a huge dispute. And it's kind of personal preference. So what I'm going to do is give you my personal opinion on the difference. Now, if you're asking that question from an investor standpoint, because what we do is we work with investors or entrepreneurs and we help people start their own business or we work with them to build the business for them. If that's the approach that you're looking like, okay, what's the difference? Which is better? And we do get this question a lot. I'm just going to run through some things, right? So let me go ahead and share my my tablet. Do we have this up and running? All right, cool. So let's go over to Google and when was Shopify. You ever read some of the crazy questions that just autofill on YouTube? It's kind of crazy. I didn't type those things in, I promise. When was Shopify founded, right? Let's go to all. And here you can see Shopify was founded in 2006, right? So let's go over to my notepad, and I'm just going to take notes of all this stuff so I don't forget. Shopify, 2006, right? Let's put revenue, and this will be annual revenue, right? Annual revenue of, let's go back over here, annual revenue of 2.93 billion, right? So 2.93 billion for billions, right? So Shopify was funded in 2006. Their revenue is right at $3 billion, let's call it. Now let's go check out Amazon. Now, I know all the answers to these questions, but I want you guys to see it from a reputable source, which is Google, right? When was Amazon founded? Amazon was founded in 1994, right? So quite a while before Shopify. So 1994, and I suck at math. Let's do the math together. 6 plus 4 is 10, which would be 2000, plus another 6. So that's 12 years. So Amazon was founded 12 years before Shopify. Right? So just keep that in the back of your head and we'll come back to that. In terms of annual revenue, we're sitting at 386, right? 386 point, that was a big number, 386.1 billion, 0.1 billion, right? And we'll just go B for billion. Cool. And this is rev, right? Again, annual. So look at the numbers here. So when people ask, and I hate questions like this because it's kind of personal preference. Like if you ask me PC versus Mac, I'm going to tell you Mac. Why? Because that's my preference and that's what I like. However, you know, Windows has existed and PC has existed before Mac. So it's just personal preference. But I'm just showing you data on why I believe this genuinely, right? So Amazon's been around for 12 years more, so they have more experience in the e-commerce realm. But not only that, if you're looking at revenue, it's $3 billion versus $386 billion. So Amazon's doing $383.1 billion more in revenue and has more experience. So if you're looking at this from an investor standpoint, off to the side of personal preference, because if you're an ads wizard and like you're just this expert at Google Ads, you know, you may be able to crush it with Shopify versus Amazon. But when it comes to like an investor investing in a business that we build for you, or you choosing which one to start and learn and dive all into, I like to look at what's going to exist, what's been around longer, what's going to exist, what makes more sense. Amazon's older. Amazon does way more money in revenue. If Amazon does way more money in revenue as an investor, that's important because that means they have more customers, right? That means they have more users. Excuse me. So that's a few things that you want to think about. Now, when we continue to go on and do like a comparison, and again, guys, down below, there will be a link where you can get access to all of my notes. So on every single live stream that I do, every single video that I do, if I ever do notes, you guys can download this PDF and have it for your reference. Down below after this video, there will be a link. So make sure that you do that, right? If we look at Amazon versus Shopify, and I don't want to stay on this too long, but this is a huge topic, and I want to make sure that you guys get this. With Amazon, you don't need traffic, right? With Shopify, you need traffic. Now, what is traffic? On Amazon, every single day, we're going to Amazon. You're not going to Amazon because you see an ad or you're just rambling on Facebook or social media and you see an ad for a random product, right? Any random product, and then you end up on Amazon, right? You actually are going to Amazon with a buyer's intention to buy something. Hey, I need a 12-pack of water. Hey, I need, a lint roller. Hey, I need whatever it is. You're going there specifically ready to buy something because you know you're going to get it at a good price. You're going to get it reliably, and it's going to be shipped to your house in 2 days or less, right? Shopify, usually these stores are ran Google or Facebook ads, and people aren't really, they don't have that buyer's intent, right? You see these random gadgets and stuff. You're just on Facebook just killing time, and you see a random ad, right? So that's a huge thing. Amazon, you don't need fulfillment, right? And I'll just put FBA, and here you need fulfillment, right? What is fulfillment? So Amazon will literally allow you to ship your stuff to their warehouse. Amazon will store the product. They will pick the product, package the product, use their own shipping supplies, their own labor, and ship it to the customer and even handle customer support. Well, with a Shopify store, you need to find what's called a 3PL or third-party logistics partner, and that's where you send the inventory to them and they do what Amazon does. That's an additional charge. So not only do you have to pay for Shopify, not only do you have to build a website and do all this other stuff, you then have to find fulfillment. And we'll add that next. Build website. Build site. Here, you don't have to build site, right? You're literally updating copy, photos, and price on Amazon. It takes about, maybe if you're brand new and you're going through the AMZ formula and learning everything step by step, it may take you 45 minutes to an hour, your very first time creating the account, creating your listing. To develop a Shopify store, you need a developer. You need somebody that knows code. You need to go find those people. It costs thousands of dollars to have a good website. And if you have a bad website, you're not going to make any money. On Amazon, doesn't matter if you're a $100 million company or you're just starting out, we have access to the same listing. Now, when you're competing on Google, if you're dealing with a $100 million company, right, like Bulletproof, or another $100 million company like First Form Supplements, and you're a brand new company, it's going to be night and day because you don't have the money to put up to hire a web developer and staff and so on and so forth. So Amazon has a level playing field, but the big one is the traffic. Amazon controls the traffic. People are there ready to buy. The fulfillment. Amazon gives you a fulfillment center, and they partner with you, and they handle all the logistics, all the shipping, everything, and you don't need any sites, right? Last but not least, the most important is no exterior traffic, right? Now, for those of you need traffic, for those of you who are in the AMZ formula, you've been following me or you've been on the channel here before, you know I talk about exterior traffic as the best way to rank your Amazon listings. So I just want to make sure I'm fully transparent with you guys. You can rank a product and make money on Amazon without getting traffic off of Amazon. That's Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Snapchat ads, organic marketing on Twitter, Facebook, running blogs, doing SEO. You can make money on Amazon without any of that. It's not necessary. However, when you do those things, your competition is not, because they don't know about it, and it's going to help increase your ranking and increase your sales. With that being said, you need those things to run a Shopify store. You can have the best looking Shopify store, the best products. If you're not getting clients to your store, they're not going to buy anything because you're not even showing up in Google. When you go to Google, there's two different types of people that buy. You have people that are showing up in ads, and you have people that are showing up in organic ranking, which is SEO. That's what my first mentor's background was SEO. It takes a very long time to build SEO. To rank on Google, it could take 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. If you're in a very competitive search term area, like make money online or like supplements or anything like that, it could take years and cost tens of thousands of dollars in link building. On Amazon, the whole algorithm, the ranking, the placement on the site is based off of how many units you sell. So you can literally, I can go into any niche, any category, and if I have the budget, the product's good, and I have the strategy, I can rank in less than 90 days. So it's a big difference, right? So I'll just go ahead and add that. And again, you guys will get all of this, but this is some stuff that you can Google on your own. And that's a huge, that's the main huge difference. I didn't want to draw this out, but that's the huge battle, Shopify versus Amazon, so on and so forth. On top of that, like if you just Google, like if you go to Empire Flippers, Amazon businesses, Amazon stores, brands on Amazon, businesses on Amazon are selling for significantly more than just websites that are just websites on Shopify, because technically Shopify is an e-commerce platform. It is not an e-commerce ecosystem. Amazon is an e-commerce ecosystem. That means they have fulfillment, they have customers, they have website development, and everything is done within one actual dashboard. On Shopify, they don't give you customers. On Shopify, they don't give you advertising. On Shopify, you literally just drag and drop and you build a website, and that's it. You have to do all of the above. Find out logistics, find customers, get customers there, all of that stuff, right? Cool. Great question, by the way. Hi, Josh. How much money do you suggest I need to start including Amazon fees? So, Rainbow, Amazon fees are pretty much taken out after the fact, right? So there's a free tool or resource that you guys can use called Fba Calculator. If you have a Seller Central account, it's free to create one. Create an individual Seller Central account. Go to AmazonSellerCentral.com, become a seller, click individual. It's free. You can use the tool, or you can just Google free Amazon Fba Calculator, and there's one as well. When you use that calculator, you can put in the product cost. So how much does it cost for you to get the product shipping cost, right? And then what you're going to sell the product for. Now, let's go back to the iPad, actually. Let me go ahead and draft this down in case you guys need this, right? How much do I need, right? How much, what was the question? How much do you suggest I need to start including Amazon fees? How much do I need? All right, cool. So FBA calculator, right? You just Google that and it'll pop up, or you can use it within Seller Central. You need to know product costs. You need to know product shipping. And this is also called COG, or cost of goods. And this is also called COGS for cost of goods shipped, right? So when you combine these two together, it's called cost of goods shipped, right? You need to know that, and then you need to know product market price, right? Product market price. That's how much are you going to sell the product to consumers, right? Also known as MSRP. Whoops. Also known, come on, guy, cooperate here. Also known as MSRP, which is manufacturer suggested retail pricing. So let's walk through, how do I figure all this out? So once we go to the FBA calculator, we're going to need these things. You can go to Alibaba.com and you can find people who are going to make the product that you want to sell, and you can get quotes. That's like a 100-foot angle, bird's eye view looking down. It's way more intricate than that. I explain it here on the channel for free. I have a in-depth, step-by-step breakdown of how to do that in the AMZ formula, right, with all of my programs. Once you know how much the product costs, let's just say the product costs $1, right? We then need to know the cost of goods shipped, or COGS. We can get that from a few different ways. The easiest way as a beginner is to ask the supplier, hey, how much is it going to cost to ship? So if we have 100 units, and let's just say the shipping is $100, right? Shipping is $100. Then your cost is $1 COG, cost of goods shipped, right? COGS, cost of goods shipped. You would add this to your product cost of $1, which equals COGS of $2, right? So if you're at $2 for your cost of goods shipped, we then need to know, what are we going to sell this product at, right? How do we determine what we're going to sell the product at? Well, we go to Amazon.com, we type in our product, and this is the strategy I like to look at, right? So for pricing, if we have somebody that's selling the product at $20, somebody that's selling the product at $10, and somebody that's selling the product at $15, I like to choose the middle. So you're not the lowest. So you're not the lowest and you're not the highest. You're the one that's actually in the middle, right? Now, once you're up and running and stuff, I teach all types of strategies on price adjustments. That way you can maximize your margins and make the most amount of money. And there's all different types of things that go into that. However, you want to start somewhere in the middle, right? That's how I come up with the pricing. Once you identify the pricing, let's just say $20, then you can identify how much you're going to make, right? You put this into the FBA calculator, and the FBA calculator will then tell you FBA fees equal blank. Now, usually it's 20% or less. It depends on the cost of your product, the industry that you're in, the category that you're in, so on and so forth. But let's just say it's $20. If you're selling this for $20, right, and they're charging you 20%, that's $4. If the FBA fee is $4 and your all-in cost of goods shipped is $3, you're all in at $7, right? If you're all in at $7 and you're selling it for $20, when you subtract this, the balance would be $13. Now, I'm just giving you round numbers so you understand how to calculate this, because this is very important. If you're all in at $13 and you're selling 10 of these per day, if your profit is $13, you're selling 10 of these a day, you are making $130 a day, right? $130 profit per day is what you're making. And that's how you calculate how much you need for a few different ways. Number one, how much is Amazon going to charge me to sell this? Number one, how much do I need in order to afford product? See, what people do, you need to figure out, and I'm going to step aside from this for a minute. If it's okay with you guys down below, say yes. This is a big mistake. And I'm constantly talking about understanding who you are, because you cannot become who you want to be if you do not understand who you are. I have coaches in every area of my life. So everybody should take the DISC, the DISC assessment, and understand who you are. And the reason why this is important is because if you're an S or an I and you're not a D, I'm a D. I get stuff done. I don't take excuses. I make it work. It has to work, or it has to work. You may be like, Josh, I get motivated listening to you, but I just can't do it. You can't make it happen because you don't suck. It's not that you suck at life. That's why you're not getting where you want to. You know where you want to be, but you don't know who you are. Once you know who you are, you can identify why you are not getting where you want to be. If you're an S or an I on that spectrum, your chemical makeup, your belief system, your internal beliefs do not align with that of someone who needs to take action. And the reason why I say that is because so many people, before they start, say, well, how much do I need to start? That's a good question, right? But the better answer, or the better question is, where will I be once I start? Because if you could answer where you will be once you start, then you'll get started. And if you get started, you'll be where you want to be instead of being where you are. So the thing that you need to do is understand who you are and where you want to be, and ask yourself, where will I be once I do the thing that I need to do, instead of trying to figure out all of this other calculations. Now, I know like S's and I's, they have to have a tall list and do all the research. My wife is like that. She has to have all the research. She has to have this tall list of things. She gets all of this data, and then the thing never gets done, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's just your makeup. That's who you are. So once you understand all of this, don't make the decision, oh, well, I understand how to figure out how much I need to start this business, but I don't have enough right now, so maybe I'll do it later. What's going to change in your life? If I would have said in 2015, when I was living in a one-bedroom apartment and I spent every single dime that I had on my business and invested in our company, instead of, I would have said, well, I don't have enough money for rent. I don't have enough money for food. I don't have enough money for Christmas. I don't have enough money to start this. If I would have dwelled on the I don't have enough, I wouldn't be to the point where I have enough. See, one is where I was and one is where I am. Where I am is I don't need any more money. Where I was is I need money. If you focus on lack, how can you create abundance? So the reason why I'm saying this is because it took me years, because the way I was raised and the way a lot of us was raised is work, 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 save, save, save one day. Let me explain. One day we'll retire. One day we'll go on vacation. One day we'll have enough. One day we'll get the car. One day, instead of one day, make it day one. When you make it day one instead of one day, you change the entire game, and then it's only up from there. So commit first and figure out the rest later. Here's the thing. If you don't have the money from inventory, there's free information here on the channel. There's 300 videos. How many of you guys down below have watched all 300 videos? Probably no one. If you don't have the money, do you have the time to watch a video a day, 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day? If you watch 10 videos a day, in 10 days, you'd watch all 300 videos. So there's no excuses, right? Have you ever walked by somebody and said, excuse me, as you pass by them? If you make excuses, you're making an excuse for your dreams never to become a reality. Excuse me, let me get right by you. That's what's happening every time you make an excuse. Well, I'll wait till I have more money. Excuse me, let me get right past my dreams. Let me get right past my goals. So think about this stuff. And it's very important, and that was a very good question, and that's why I showed you guys step by step how to identify how much money do you need. So go back to the whiteboard. How to identify how much money Amazon is going to, just to recap again, how to identify how much Amazon is going to charge me? That's understanding the FBA fee using the Fba Calculator. How do I identify how much money I need for inventory? That's understanding the cost of goods, right? Or cost of goods shipped. Now, how do I understand how much money I'm going to make? That's a combination of understanding all 3 of these things, which is product cost, product shipping, product market price, and FBA fees. Once you understand all of these, you can understand what's called your net profit margin, or your take-home money. That's the most important number. Now, understanding all that, also understand, again, in order to be where you want to be, you can't focus on where you are. Going back, I literally invested everything I had, and you guys know the story, and I'm not going to get into it, but why would I spend money I didn't have and have to go volunteer for food and volunteer to get vouchers to pay for my rent? Because I knew that if I didn't do all that I could not be all that I can be. Right? So think about that, because there's nothing special. Like, if you guys get anything from the channel and anything from learning from me, the one thing I want you to understand is that I'm not special and I'm not different. And the principles that I teach here on the channel and everything I give you and all the tools is literally what I implemented. Cool. So that was a really good question. And then just to answer that question, like, again, because you're like, dude, I mean, I understand all that, but I don't know how much money do I need in case I want to start now. Like, we recommend like $3,000 to $5,000. So like, if you're an investor or want to get into automation, you want our business to build a business for you and manage it, we would recommend a minimum of $5,000 for inventory. And you only need inventory other than our fee for doing everything for you. If you were doing this yourself, I would still recommend $5,000 for that inventory. Amazon, it doesn't charge you anything to create an account. And other than the knowledge to learn how to do the business, there's not very many expenses other than your inventory, right? And a small marketing budget when you start. So all of those fees are incorporated inside of your FBA fees, and all of those FBA fees are deducted from your profit. So the reason why, again, because I could have took an hour breaking down how every single fee works, but if you know these 4 things that I just talked about, in the FBA calculator, it will show you everything. And as long as that's profitable and you can sell the amount of units when you do your due diligence, then there'll be no issue, right? The FBA fee is for fulfillment, for them storing the product, and then for them shipping the product and handling returns and customer service. And it's also for a referral fee. And a referral fee is for you not having to go run Facebook ads to get traffic, for people coming to Amazon and typing in these products and buying the products. Is it possible to upload images and info pictures on products in the product description when doing the listing, or it must be all wording? Marcos, good question. So let me see if I can show you a picture without going on Amazon. What that is called is Amazon Enhanced Brand Content. Where's my freaking, here it is. Why is this thing so small? Amazon EBC. Let me see if I can get a picture to show you what this looks like. Amazon EBC. Cool. So, all right, here's an example. Can I make this bigger, bro? How do I? Okay, so enhanced brand content. How can I put pictures on my listing? Is it showing? I just need an example. All right, cool. So this will work. All right, so this is an Amazon listing. How do I get content like this on my Amazon listing? So on your Amazon listing, when you are a brand registered seller and you're selling a brand, you can put EBC content on here, which is enhanced brand content, better known as A+ content. All you need in order to do this is you need to be a brand registered seller. So you need to apply for brand registry. All you need in order to apply for brand registry is an Amazon seller account. That's $39.99 a month. And then you need a trademark. So you just go to a trademark lawyer, Rocket Lawyer, LegalZoom, anyone, like we help you do that as well. And when you do that, whenever that's filed and approved through the USPTO, you then get this accepted. Now, something recent that Amazon's doing that's still kind of like in beta is they have an Amazon client partner program or something like that. And if you go through one of their lawyers, once you pay them, you can actually get access to this. So from what I've heard in the little bit of research that we've done, it is a little bit more expensive. However, the upside is you get access to EBC content very, very quickly. Now, with the EBC content, I've seen a template here somewhere. It looks just like this, right? Here we go. It looks just like this. So what we'll do is once you're approved, you'll literally go into Seller Central, and this is what it looks like inside of Seller Central. You'll go inside of Seller Central under Enhanced Brand Content. You'll click Create Enhanced Brand Content, and then you'll create a template. Now, if you've played with Shopify or ClickFunnels or anything like that, it's just a drag and drop. So you can drag a photo up here, you can drag text down here, you can drag products over here. It's very easy to do. You don't need any like graphic artist skill set or anything like that. And then you can edit this, and you can edit photos, videos, pictures, add products, and you can do all of that stuff, right? So yes, you can do that. You need to be a part of EBC or A+ content. You need to be brand registered in order to do so. If not, you can only add text. What kind of documentation do you need for compliance in order to sell on Amazon? What is needed? Tony, so it depends. There's tons of different products, categories, and subcategories. The easiest thing to do without spending any money is going into Amazon and acting like you're going to list a product in that category and it'll ask you for the requirements. You can also go to Amazon's terms of service under selling privileges underneath the category and subcategory, and it'll tell you what you need. You can also give them a call or create a ticket and ask and say, hey, I want to sell this product. Here's a SKU of the product, or here's a SKU of the similar product. And then they'll tell you exactly what you need. Whatever you need, and it's different. Like, for instance, topicals, you may need an application fee. There may be an application fee, and then you may need a COA, which is a certificate of analysis. You may need different documentation from your supplier. Whatever it is that they need, chances are your supplier can get it. You just need to know what it is that they need to get. That way you can get it. On very rare occasions, depending on, basically if Amazon feels like it, account history, account age, category, like what's going on economically. There's tons of different variables that are kind of random with Amazon, but on rare occasions, they will just say, hey, listen, you can't sell this at this time, or you need an aged account, or you need to have X amount of sales. But, with our clients, we haven't had any issues, and usually we can get around that, right? You just have to have like a POA or a plan of action that you submit. Which is the fastest way to register a brand for Amazon? Just get a trademark, go to Amazon Brand Registry, upload your proof of trademark, and that's it. It usually takes 72 hours. What is the, What is the minimum one can start with to get the ball rolling if finances are the issue? Minimum amounts, like if you were to try to do everything your own, I would say it's just the $5K for inventory, and maybe like $200 to $300 for operation charges. Like if you're going to do a logo design, or you need help writing copy, or you're doing a small testing on marketing. So like around $500 to $5,500 if you're doing it your own way, own route, and there's no like coaching or anything like that. I tried checking into an online store and was so confused. By the time I was done, I gave up. I watched a person way of doing it before I bought into their program, and I gave up. I don't get it. Do you get that? On what?
Starting an online store.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. That sucks. I mean, so a little bit about our curriculum. I've been in Amazon since 2015. I've been an Amazon seller since 2015. The business made me a millionaire. I started teaching late 2017, early 2018. Every year since then, we've updated the program. So the programs have gotten shorter, more concise, more easy to understand, and obviously better quality. So every single year we update the programs, not only with new stuff that's relevant, but also we try to make it more user-friendly and, make it better for our clients. So if you ever plan on, going through any of our stuff, hopefully, it's easier for you to understand. I'm sorry you had that issue. I have 3 great products in 3 different niches. Each product has a different logo with my brand name incorporated in it. Do you see that as a problem? Hold on, click on that again. 3 great products in 3 different niches. Each product has a different logo with my brand name incorporated into it. No problem at all. If you want 3 like legitimate brands, then yes, having the same logo, same brand name for 3 different products, 3 different brands. But if you just want to use the same LLC, same entity, same brand, and they're 3 different products, then it's just a generic approach. It's no problem. How many products have you launched? For clients, over 300. For myself, I want to say 24. Out of 24, like we've held on to like the top 3 to 4 performing SKUs internally for myself. Hi, Joshua. Any advantage or disadvantage to trying to sell in Amazon, Canada, USA, UK, etc.? So in chronological order, USA is the largest. UK is the second largest. Canada is the third largest. So it doesn't matter if you live in any of those countries. I still recommend the United States because it's the easiest to get started with. It has the most amount of users monthly, and it's just the largest. You don't have to. Like, I remember when I first started, and I was like started making around 3.5 million per year with my Amazon business. I had this like aspiration of like being globally and having this global brand and so on and so forth. And we sold in 5 different countries, including the US would be 6. So I think it was like France, Italy, Germany, somewhere in Dutch. It was like 5 other ones. I can't remember all of them. And it's like the margins were a little bit higher, but it's like, it's difficult. You have to market a different way, and then you have to tie up inventory. So my personal opinion is to start in the US marketplace. Doesn't matter where you live in the country. Even if it says you can't sell on Amazon in your country, we still recommend creating an Amazon account. And by the way, if you live outside of the US and you need to create a US bank account and an Amazon account tied to a US account, regardless if you're a client of ours or not, if you're a client of ours, we help you do that in-house. If not, just email us support@theamzformula.com, and we have a partner that helps you do that step by step. You get on a call with them. They walk through everything on Zoom, super easy. However, I recommend getting that product, getting that brand, getting that account up and running and crushing it, and then evaluating to see if your products are really crushing it in other countries. Everything has to be about data and not about emotion. A lot of the mistakes that I made in business, when I really think about them, were tied to emotion and not data driven. If I really would have sat there and asked myself, Josh, is this an emotional decision because I want to do it, I feel like doing it, or is this a data driven decision? All the mistakes, or a majority of them, have become a result of an emotional based decision. What's the potential returns you can make in 1 year with Amazon FBA if you started with $3,000? So it all depends. It all depends on the product that you find and how much access you have to inventory. You know, like for instance, like I'll just go back to the drawing board. How much can I make? Right? How much can I make? For instance, and I'll go a few different ways for you guys that probably have this question. If you're going to do this yourself and you're going to create an account, you're going to go the private label approach, so on and so forth, and you're starting with $3,000. If you find one product selling 10 units per day at $10 profit, that's 1 unit, 10 units per day at $10 profit. That's $100 a day times 28 days equals $2,800. Now you're starting with this, and this is what you can make per month. All you have to do is solve for this. So, okay, I have that. Going back to the equation that I taught earlier, product costs. Can I source a product, ship a product, pay the Amazon FBA fee, and all of the fees associated with it to hit this number right here? And if I'm selling these amount of units, making this amount of money per unit, and it costs this much, does that equate to this? Because if you're doing that and it's selling 10 units per day at $10 profit, but each unit costs $10, right? Well, then that would be $10 per unit times 10 would be $100. And then let's just say it cost you, that's $100, and you need at least 2 months worth of inventory times 60, right? Let me just cross that out. 100 times 60, what is that, 6,000? Yeah, 6,000, right?
Yeah.
So you need $6,000 in inventory. You're already above what this threshold was, right? And then shipped, like let's just say it was a dollar per unit. It's $1 per unit, right? So if you need 2,800 units, $1 times 28 would be another 2,800. Well, now you're at $9,800, which you don't have the access to, right? You don't have the access to that capital. It may make you this $3,000 per month or $2,800 per month, but you don't have the acquired capital. So now what you have to do is you have to figure out, okay, do I have a credit card, or can I get a loan, or can I get a partner, or can I sell some stuff I don't need to get the remaining $6,000? Or you go back to the drawing board and you try to find a product that meets your investment, which is the $3,000. So that's kind of where you have to be, you know. And again, the numbers can fluctuate. It all based on the products. You know, there's millions and millions and millions of products. And then people say, well, what if I can't find a good product? All products on Amazon sell. The two questions are, number one, can you afford to source the product and market the product? Number one. And then number two, is that product going to make you what your desirable outcome or your desired profit margins or profit is, right? So once you can solve for what you want to make, and you can solve for how much money you can tap into, then you can identify, you know, what can I afford the product? Is the product selling enough? So on and so forth. And that's how we look at when we look at inventory management, inventory budget, so on and so forth. And then like going back to, like if you go and you look at the Amazon, if you look at the, pretty much I explained that, yeah. What or how to get the program to have and send email addresses? What or how to get the program to have and send email addresses, and how to get the program that keeps my accounts updated? Yeah, I really don't understand that question. If you can elaborate down below, but Jungle Scout has an autoresponder built in where they automatically email customers. Unfortunately, you can't get customer information on Amazon. So what we do is just go back to the whiteboard. So Jungle Scout has a tool that sends your customers emails, right? So every time they buy, so the customer buys, and then Jungle Scout sends them emails through Amazon. However, you can't get their customer information. The reason why you can't get the customer information is because it's on Amazon. It's proprietary to them. So the way that this works is you can manually actually go in Amazon and send messages. I said email, but it's like messages asking for reviews, as long as you're not incentivizing for reviews. So Jungle Scout found a way to automate that. Now, what you can do, and I teach this and other strategies in great depth in the AMZ formula, but what you can do is get the client to buy on Amazon. And when they buy in Amazon through packages or packaging, package stuffers, email list, QR codes, groups, and I'll give you one more, or social, you can then get client info. And there's tons of ways to do this through giveaways, signing up, so on and so forth. So the client is on Amazon. The client sees your product on Amazon. The client buys your product. And then when they buy your product, on the packaging, on the package stuffer, inside the product, on the product somewhere, it has one of these things with the call to action, like join my email list, go to blank, or check out our website for other products, or check out our social media, or blah, 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 blah. And then when they get to any of these, right, you can then do anything. Because they're off of Amazon's platform, right? Does that make sense? All right, cool. If the supplier I found for my product cannot do shipping by air to Amazon warehouse and only does DDP by sea, should I continue with the plan of doing the micro launch with the supplier? Cut off the rest of that question. So, should I look for the one that can ship by air to Amazon warehouse? So, ideally, I like to get some small shipment via air to get there as fast as possible. So what you can do is you can do your due diligence. You can go to like Freightos, or you can go to like Freightos, or go for a broker who will find you a freight forwarder and get a quote through a freight forwarder and get air shipping quotes. You just need to know the cost per kilogram and you need to know the dimensions, right? So you get the dimensions from your supplier and you get the cost per kilogram quote from the broker, right? However, what is the difference? So if you go back to the iPad. So for instance, if the air quote, like the air quote could come in at, let's just say $25 a kilo, right? And C could come in at $5 a kilo to give you a price comparison. And then of course you have the days, right? So oftentimes you can get away with a micro launch by C, especially if you're on a budget or it can't be done, or you're micro testing, a lot of units because it's a competitive product. However, the flip side, the only time I really say like you have to do air is if it's more of a competitive product. And of course, like the reason why this is important is because time, right? Time, because other people can be finding these products, testing these products, so on and so forth. However, you got to think about it. There is significantly more consumers than there are sellers. So when you take that with a grain of salt. When it comes to saturation or competitiveness, I hate saturation because saturation is such a wrong word to describe. Can I sell on Amazon? Should I sell on Amazon? Is Amazon too difficult? Is it too competitive? I hate that. I like to look at competitive. And like when you talk to a true expert, it's all about margin and opportunity. I don't look at competitiveness because everything's competitive. Pardon me. It's just competitive at different levels. An expert, like I can rank any, there's no question. Well, let me see it. Let me think about it. I can rank any product on Amazon to the first page without a doubt. The doubt that I have is it going to be profitable? How risky is it going to be? And why should I do it? Right? These are things that you have to think about. So we're looking for low-hanging fruit where we can rank it quickly, inexpensively, and where there's not a high level of competition. When there's a high level of competition, you got to move fast. You have to move effective. You have to do out of the norm marketing, which is like non-conventional marketing, like your organic stuff, your exterior-based marketing. It's going to cost more money. It's a little bit more risky. So when you're thinking about the time, when you're thinking about saturation, it's two different things. And saturation works like this. If you think of like a pendulum, for saturation to exist, there has to be considerably more supply than there is demand. And it's not the case. And when I say it's not the case, it's not me just saying that because I have a biased opinion to sell you something. It's the truth that you can Google. When you look at supply, how many people are selling on Amazon? It's around 2.5 million. So there's around 2.5 million people selling on Amazon, yet last reported there's 200 million users or Prime members. So it's like 100 to 1 approximately. I did this backwards. It's like 100 to 1 ratio, right? So anybody that knows math, like these two numbers are not even in comparison. Therefore, saturation can exist. The true magic is finding one of the products. And it's not how to find one of the products, right? The true, and you may want to write this down because it is literally this simple. This is the magic to Amazon and success on Amazon. Finding the product. How do you, it's not like, how do you find, right? Is it how you find the product? No. It's not, is there a product? No. I mean, yes, of course there's a product, right? Matter of fact, there's over literally close to 250 million products on Amazon. So is there a product? Absolutely. If you look at it, and how can you say absolutely, Josh? Are you just saying that to make it sound good? No, let's go back to the math and the equation. If there's 2.5 million sellers, there's 200 million users, and there's 250 million products, there's no way that each 2.5 million sellers each are selling 100 products. I just told you over the last several years, I launched 24, which is 25% of the 100 that we would need for the current supply to reach saturation over the available products that are in Amazon's catalog. It mathematically, quantifiably does not make any sense that Amazon is saturated to start and that there are no products. That is a self-limiting belief. And it is false, right? So how do I find the products? Is that the problem? No, because if you watch the channel or you're in my programs or we do it for you, that's not the problem. Is there products? Yes. How do we know that? 2.5 million sellers, 200 users, 250 million products in the catalog. Mathematically, the sellers have not occupied selling all of the products. Therefore, there's millions of products that exist. This is the problem. Overcoaching thousands and thousands. I mean, I've had hundreds of thousands of clients go through my free trainings, my webinars, my video sales letters. I have hundreds of thousands of people on my email list. I've been doing this for 3/4 of a decade. Every single time I interview someone who's struggling, I'm on a coaching call, I'm doing a Q&A, I'm teaching someone, I'm doing an interaction, I'm talking to someone. Every single time, not most of the time, but every single time somebody's failed or had an undesirable outcome, it's because they could not get past the when. When am I going to make money? When am I going to find a product? When am I going to get started? And the list goes on and on and on for literally infinity, because these are all self-limiting beliefs. When. Remember, in order to be all that you can become, you have to stop doing all that you are doing, which is these things. If you get started and you're focusing on abundance, which is to make X amount of money, but then you're focusing on lack, which is lack of time, I'm not finding this fast enough. If you knew it was a guarantee, you shouldn't focus on when it's going to happen, because you know it was guaranteed. Do you know why nobody focuses about death? And this is interesting. Some of you guys are going to hate this, but this is interesting. When is the last time you woke up like, damn, you know what? I'm 35 years old. As a male, I'm 35 years old. As a male, my life expectancy is 75 years old. Damn, I only have 40 years to live. You know why you don't think about that? Because death is expected. Death is guaranteed, and that's an undesirable thing. That's an undesirable outcome. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants their life to end. Nobody wakes up and counts the amount of days they have left on earth. So if you don't want to lose money, if you don't want to not find a product that's going to make you money, if you don't not want to have a successful business, why do you start a successful business and focus on all of those that you don't want to attract? Doesn't make any sense. Well, it's not guaranteed. Let's go back up to the math. Success is math, right? 2.5 million sellers in the United States. 200 million users. It's a 1 to 100 sellers to users. That sounds like good odds, right? 250 million products. Millions of products that are available. I know there's a product out there. If you can get past the how, the when am I going to make money? When am I going to find a product? When am I finally going to feel good to get started? When is everybody around me going to agree that this is a good investment? When is my significant other going to give me the okay? When. If you can get past the when and understand that mathematically it makes sense and that it has to work or it has to work, then you will get the desirable outcome. Obsessions become possessions. And it doesn't matter what your religion is, what your belief is. All things are energy, right? All things are energy. And if you focus on negative energy, you will have negative outcomes. So stop starting things, having a positive desired outcome that you want, and starting them, but secretly living with a negative realization of your business. Stop trying to get rich or wanting to get rich or wanting to change your life and thinking every single day about how none of the things are happening, because they will never happen. They never will. And then things will get tougher. You'll give up quicker, and you'll start to fall victim to this. You know what? On to the next thing. On to the next thing. Anything and everything you choose to do will work if you work. It's not, I don't care, stocks, Forex, it doesn't matter. Real estate, Amazon. Why do I teach Amazon? Why do I only teach Amazon? I know other things. I made $120,000 a day before I woke up off one Forex account. I make money other ways. Money comes easily, frequently, and abundantly from multiple sources on a daily basis with little to no effort. My friend's wife, Larissa, says that money comes to me easily every single day, and I don't care where it comes from as long as it comes. It does not matter what you do. The reason why I teach Amazon is because that's what I know. I'm a master of one and a knower of all, not a knower of all and master of none, right? So what I do is I teach what I know. This is what made me rich. This is what I've been doing, so that's why I teach it. But anything that you do, that you choose to do, if you don't give up, it'll work. And it's funny because the same self-limiting beliefs, it exists in everything. You know why people give up at the gym? They don't know when. Go back to the whiteboard for a second. This principle, like write this down. No takers or money makers. Write this principle down. It's very simple, but don't let it go over your head. I like to make success simple. For those of you guys that have been rocking with me, you know that's my thing. Making success simple. This right here, this equation, it's not the how, it's the when. That's why people give up the when. Why do people stop going to the gym? They don't know when they're going to lose the fat. Why do people stop going to the gym? They don't know when they're going to get the muscle. When do people stop their diet? They don't know when it is going to be effective. When do people stop their business? When do people stop their business? When they realize they can't deal with the win. That's all you got to do is deal with the win in anything that you do, and you will win. That's simple. All you have to do in anything is understand and deal with the win, and then you will win. It is that simple. What's your company fee to work with me to get a product going? Down below, guys, really quick, down below, for those of you, because I see a bunch of people asking about like the programs and us creating a fully automated done for you business, or like you getting on coaching calls with me and me teaching you how to do the entire business and getting access to our amazing world-class coaches and all of our programs. I don't sell anything on here. I give you guys my time, and I generally do all that I can to help you guys win. So like if you guys are serious and not curious, because there's tons of information to just like waste time on here on the channel if you're curious. But if you're serious, you're like, Josh, I've watched enough. I've heard you speak. I've seen your results. I've seen your life. Like, I'm ready to do this, and you're serious. Schedule a call down below, and the link should be on the screen, like right here. It's www.oneproductawaycall.com. You're going to be able to schedule a call with a member of my team. What that call looks like is us not saying, hey, how much money do you have? Buy our stuff. It's us literally asking you a few questions to see if you're a good fit to work with us, because if we can't get you results, we don't want to work with you. And us answering all of the salesy questions that you guys have, like how much does it cost and so on and so forth, right? So like do that. Like it doesn't cost anything. If you're somewhat interested in getting started and have questions, schedule a call right now. And then I'll hold you accountable. Down below, say I booked a call so we can congratulate you. And again, all you have to do is go to www.oneproductawaycall.com. And they'll answer all your questions. The reason why I don't like selling stuff on these anymore, I've done webinars, I've done all these events, is because it's hard for me to know what you want. And we offer so much. Like we literally take pride in trying to be, if we aren't, the #1 Amazon education company in the United States. And with that being said, like we have books, we have courses, we have coaching, we have mentorship, we have investment opportunities where we do everything for you. That's 5 different things for 5 different people. And I don't know who you are, and I can't sell one thing to 5 people, right? So that's why we do this. And on top of that, I just want to make sure these videos and these lives and the YouTube channel just stays as impactful as possible. So yeah, I would do that definitely if you're serious. We'll take this. If we have a bunch of questions, maybe we'll blitz through. How many more questions do we have? A ton? Or is this pretty much it? All right, we'll blitz through those last 3 or 4 questions. Let me get this one here. Hey, wanted to know if selling auto parts is a good market to target in addition to suggestions you have in your book. Yeah, so again, I can tell you a few niches that I like, which is like, I like sports and outdoor. I like office products. I like baby products. I like furniture. I like things that are used or ingested or reused, or topical products that people get on subscriptions. I like continuity. Those are things I like. But again, when you're doing product research, it's not about what we like, because you're not Kim Kardashian, who's beauty and who launches a beauty line, right? You're someone who's trying to create a business that's going to cash flow you as much money as humanly possible. The only time you should be worried about a niche, a product, a category, or industry is if you are an influencer with a huge user base that is ready to give you money when you launch a product. If not, your number one goal is, what product on earth can I sell to make the most amount of money as quickly as possible, until you're sitting on $100,000 or a large audience, right? So I would go from there, and I would just use the strategies that we talk about and do your due diligence. Are you saying that Jungle Scout can sell me a program that will receive my email address that come and go? So we have a code on Jungle Scout. It's discount on junglescout.com. If you go and you sign up for Jungle Scout, if you don't have it, they have an email autoresponder built into it that will, it's a message autoresponder, where when people buy stuff on Amazon, they will message them immediately and say, hey, thanks for your purchase. I just wanted to confirm you got your box. And then they'll drip another message and be like, hey, we noticed you haven't left a feedback. Could you please leave an honest review? And it'll do like a 3 to 5 sequence drip message feed to them. And that will increase your reviews by about 10 to 20% is what we've seen. It's not a game changer, but it's a game changer, if you know what I mean. When customers buy from different stores, what program that will keep my sales from each store, like bookkeeping? Roxy, everything is in Seller Central. So in Seller Central, you can run P&Ls, which is profit and loss statements. You can actually run itemized reports showing you what products sold the most, so on and so forth. So Seller Central will give you all of that inside of Seller Central. That's the account that you sign up to become an Amazon seller. Can you still create a supplement brand even though there's tons of others that sell supplements on Amazon? Champion, there's tons of other people that sell everything on Amazon. Anything that you find, there's going to be tons of other people selling it. It just matters, like, does it make sense for you? Are the profit margins there? Is it something that's going to sell 24/7, 365? Is it something that you can scale? Is it something that one day you can exit? Like, when you run through all the things that we teach and talk about here, and if all the answers are yes, then yeah, go for it. I will tell you, like, supplements are one of the more competitive industries, but again, it doesn't matter. Like, I was just telling my personal trainer this today. If you have clients, if you have experience, you have expertise in a specific niche or industry, then you can go into that niche or that industry. It does not matter if it's super, super competitive, because all you need is a tiny sliver of it. So if you go into a competitive industry, all you need is a tiny sliver. Let's go to the whiteboard really quick. I'll give you guys a visualization for those of you who are visual learners like me. You know what? Actually, let me do this. Let's do it side by side. So, you know me, I'm fans of non-competitive, high demand, low competition marketplaces. But I want to show you, like, literally all you need to do, if you get into a competitive marketplace, like, all you need is a small sliver to be highly profitable. When it's non-competitive, you need a larger sliver, right? They both work. They're just different models, because this may be a $1 billion market. This may be a $25 million market. So they both work. It just depends which one you're going to go for. So when you can get into a competitive market, just understand, when you get into a competitive market, sometimes it costs more. It's a little bit more risky. It's a little bit more competitive. It's a little bit more hectic. However, like, they each have their own pros and cons. Non-competitive, it doesn't have all of those things, but it may take longer. Margins may be higher, but you may get less sales. So usually they are the opposite, right? Whatever this has, usually this one is the opposite, right? And vice versa, right? That works in unison. So think about it like that. There's no rhyme or wrong. There's no right or wrong one. Just following my formula and what we teach and what we do for our clients and what we've done, Usually we go for this model right here. Cool. I'm launching my product and sending it to Amazon Warehouse next week. Any tips on what to do once launched? Yeah, Johnny. So while it's on route, make sure your listing is created. Make sure your photos are the best that they can be. Make sure your pricing is where it needs to be. Start doing keyword research. Start setting up your campaigns. Have your campaign budget set up. Start looking for influencers on social media you can work with. People on YouTube that can review your product. People on Instagram and TikTok that can promote your product to their audiences of people who are going to be interested in your product. Order from competition, start working on the next order, because when everything crushes it, because it will crush it, because it has to work or it has to work, think about your next order. You can constantly, every time you put in a new order and they make more products, you can change things. So order 3 of your competitors, start reviewing them, start seeing things that you can do and you can improve. That's a good start. Do you have any plans of providing a storage warehouse tour of your AMZ operation? So I thought about it in the past. Like, we used to have a huge warehouse and all of that, but it's just like liability and like, you know, that boring stuff. So not really. Pretty much everything I do is virtually. We try to give as just much value as we can virtually. Everything's here on the channel. There's stuff, some like of my old stuff, I would go live from the warehouse and give you guys tours and stuff. But yeah, not really. Other than that, man, cool. I know we over-delivered. We went 15 minutes over. It's supposed to be 30 minutes with a millionaire. It's 15 minutes over an hour. So we're always over-delivering here on the channel because we want you guys to crush it. We want to make sure that no questions go unanswered. So a few things to recap. Number one, if you're new to the channel or returning to the channel and you're not subscribed, do that right now. Please do it right now. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the like button for this video. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think about it. And as always, guys, there are no dumb questions, and questions are one of the most important skill sets that you can adapt to and learn. So come prepared for the next one with questions. That way we can help you. That way we can serve you. A few other things. Number one, if you do not have a copy of my book, One Product Away, and you want to learn about the business, you're new to the business, you're new to my world, for under $30, I guarantee you it will be the best investment that you make. It's 200 plus pages, step-by-step, breaking everything down, my story about the business. And you can get that, grab your copy right now at www.1productawaybook.com. Everybody should have it. If you absolutely hate the book, you're like, dude, this book sucked, you can keep it and I'll refund you. I don't care. The book is that good, I promise you. Number two, for those of you who are asking about mentorship, where you're part of my inner circle and you work one-on-one with me, or asking about group coaching or the AMZ formula, which literally over like 27,000 people have went through. All you got to do is schedule a call down below, www.oneproductawaycall.com. For those of you asking about the investment opportunity where you can invest in a business that we build for you, we work with you, we partner with you, we find the product, we develop everything, we create the listing, we manage everything, and you just get a paycheck every 2 weeks from Amazon. All of that jazz, www.oneproductawaycall.com. For those of you who are in AMZ Formula Max, inside the AMZ Formula or Inner Circle, guys, huge update coming to the program. Any day now, we're releasing Mindset Mastery, which is the free course that you guys get on mindset. You guys will also get access to the children's course. If you're in Max or Inner Circle, you will get the children's curriculum. If you guys have nieces, nephews, grandchildren, children, you can literally help them with their financial literacy. They can do the business with you. They can learn about the business that you're doing, something that we're super excited about. And there's also some new videos on some new amazing things that Amazon is offering. As you guys know, we're always updating the programs. We're always updating the curriculums and trying to make sure we're on top of everything so you guys have a competitive edge and you can crush it in your Amazon business or take your current one to the next level, guys. As always, you're only one product away. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you have notification bells on, and I'll see you in the next one.